Very unprofessional to show it to public, especially that thing happens in the House of Senate, in which laws and things that will make this country free from any violence happens.
Video captured the moment gunshots were heard multiple times inside the Philippines Senate building.
When they speak against the government or when they speak against issues, when those same government use government institutions to come after them, are you gonna fight for them? Celebrities, they have this social currency, and most of their decisions or most of the things that they do are under public scrutiny, and there are high possibilities that they can sway certain people to join their own school of thought. Hello, guys. This is Promise, the host of Simply Promise and You. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you have any opinions, ensure to drop them in the comment section. It promises to be informative, educative, and entertaining. Welcome, guys. You might be worried that some of them might not be speaking up, and you'll be like, oh, we are the reasons why this celebrity, this individual is so big today. We are the ones that have been supporting them from day one, even when no one actually knew them. If you're one of those people that share this sentiment or these thoughts, they are also valid. Hello, guys. You're welcome to this channel. This is Simply Promise and You, and I remain your humble host, Promise.
And I'm your usual and one and only co-host, I am Mariam.
Yes. So today we want to talk about something that Maria holds to heart. And Maria, what is that?
These past few days, we had some issues in our Senate, and there were some different results of that phenomenon. I saw some of the videos of people, whether it be social media influencers or just normal people, speaking up about it. But there are also some people who tend to be so quiet about it, even though this is not the first time that this thing happened. I mean, when you look at the corruption sides, and most of the times the corrupt people here, they they're not really being punished, so no one is held liable with all these things, even though we can already see who are those people. So now I want to ask you also, with your perspective on, should you speak up about it or should you stay silent about it? Because there are some people who will be like, they will speak up about it, even though there's pros and cons. The pro is that if they speak up, then they will contribute to the society's uh, conversations when it comes to our societal problems. However, if they speak up, there's also cons. Like there might be death threats or some other things. Like if you're a social media influencer, you will lose some endorsements and such. Or staying silent, which means you will avoid those things. You will prevent those things from happening. Like you have your own endorsements. You can be safe from death threats and such, but that also means that you want to have your voice towards these things that are happening. So when it comes to you, for you, what do you suggest, or what is your thoughts about it?
I believe everyone that's are citizens of a particular country, they have rights enshrined in the universal constitutions, even national constitutions, freedom to choose who they would support, freedom of expression. Everybody is free to make expression. For me, as a Nigerian, as an African, there's something that we usually say. We say uh, freedom of speech is guaranteed, but then freedom after speech is not guaranteed. In the sense that when you come to, meaning, yes, you have the right to speak, but whatever you say comes with its own consequences. Um, Everybody has rights. As long as you are living in a country, you have right to share your thoughts, share your opinion. In fact, concerning nation building. But here is it. I think this conversation is very, very nuanced. Um, do we necessarily need celebrities to speak for us? Do we necessarily
I
need
get your
these big
point.
people to speak for us? We need to understand that it is one man, one vote. So no matter, yes, I know there are these celebrities, they have this social currency, and most of their decisions or most of the things that they do are under public scrutiny, and there are high possibilities that they can sway certain people to join their own school of thought. But you also need to understand that we should educate our citizens properly on political issues so that they cannot rely or wait for an individual they look up to or they think that is being in society to speak for them before they can make decisions. I think this is one of the things that we need to do. Yes, it's a celebrity or somebody has the power to speak, but we need to like make our own researches, independent researches, so we can also offer informed thoughts on some issues. Everybody has right to speak. But then some of these celebrities that we expect them to speak or open up, when they speak against the government or when they speak against issues, when those same government use government institutions to come after them, are you gonna fight for them? Fighting for them isn't just shouldn't just be limited on social media hashtags. Release this person is right. There should be more than that. So sometimes these celebrities, they are human beings. They will also think about it. If I speak and maybe the government comes after me, just being on social media asking for my release, that is not necessarily enough. And sometimes these celebrities, when they speak for you and something happens to them, you realize that most of these people that are engineering them or asking them to speak for them might be absent. So that is why most people tend to be very, very careful on whether they should speak out or just be quiet.
Okay, for me, I think that you have a point with that. That everyone has their own reasons on why they are speaking up or why are they staying silent. However, with this thing, I think I can attest to that line, that history can repeat itself, because in our history something like that also happened. One of the members of the cabinet before, during our during the administration of our very first president, Emilio Aguinaldo, where also the bravest General Luna, was there at the meeting, and they are trying to like talk about if they will fix their relationship with Americans or they would separate. So one of the cabinet members was like, he's concerned about his business, not just his business, but also the business of other people there that are on his side. So if they resist the Americans, absolutely the economy will go down.
Yeah.
But if they will continue to be with the Americans, which is at that time our enemies, should I say, because you know what they did to us, which later they also did something good to like pay us back. Um, if we decided that time to like be with them on their side, then their business will continue. And you know what Jared Lewis said? I know you guys know it if you have watched that movie. That line where he said, "You choose your country or yourself."
Maniwala sa matatamis na salita ng mga Amerikano.
Kapag nakapaglaban kami, babagsak ang ekonomiya. Paano namin mapapakain ang aming mga pamilya?
Negosyo o kalayaan, bayan o sarili, pumili ka! Kilala kita! Kasali ka sa gobyerno sibil ng Kastila at ng mga nibang Espanya, lumipat ka agad ng bakod at ngayong tayo naman ang mga nganib, makikisiping ka naman sa bandila ng Amerika.
Tigil ka nga. Lahat tayo may interes. Tao lamang tayo.
Paano ninyo nasisikmurang pag-usapan ng negosyo kung mangalipin tayo sa sarili nating bayan?
We always tend to like reason that, oh, I have my own right to stay silent. Oh, I have my own right to just let it go. It's nothing. It will cost me something. Think about it. If you have that reasoning and all of us has that kind of reasoning, what will happen to this country? So I think that it also starts with small steps. And in this generation, I am happy with this particular aspect, that in our generation we are very bold to speak up, and many big personalities like Vice Ganda. You know, he's a very big actor and comedian here in the Philippines. One of the biggest personalities here in the Philippines.
Vice
who is
Ganda,
not-
if you're watching this, she's a big fan.
yeah,
I just
I'm a
want to let
big
you know.
fan. Whenever I'm sad, I go and watch his videos and movies. So he's one of these people, big people, personalities here in the Philippines that is not afraid to talk about it. And the way, you know, there are many ways on how to talk about it. Either you talk it in a very serious note, or you talk about it in a very funny way. And of course, since he's a comedian, I think it's comfortable for him to like talk about it in a joking way. However, he's also trying to like pass a message to the generation of the next voters. You know, our next election will be 2028. So I think that also with these issues, like, oh my God, this is very frustrating to think and say that our vice president is allegedly a suspect for billions of pesos that are missing in the Department of Education fund. One of the former Philippine National Police General during the Duterte administration, which is Senator Bato de la Rosa, is now facing backlash because of what happened, and I'll put the video in here.
Good.
Our former President Rodrigo Duterte, is in The Hague for some trials
Yeah.
regarding some things that, according to them, they did. Also, there are some allegations about the different sides of the Senate, in which there are groups of people that are fighting each other. And with that video that I showed you here on the screen, after that, there was an attack in the Senate in which people think that it is scripted.
Yeah, I was
Because-
like, is this thing scripted?
Because according to the Senate, one of the senators said that the other side, they went home earlier because, you know, it's time to go home. They have work and life balance. But on the other side, the question is, why are some senators left in that area at 7 p.m. ish, where that attack happened? So now the other side who was there till 7 p.m. was like blaming the other side who went home early, and they were saying that these people who went home early had already an idea about what will happen. That's why they went home. So it's like blaming game, in which it is very unprofessional to show it to public, especially that thing happens in the House of Senate, in which laws and things that will make this country free from any violence happens. But the opposite happened inside that building. So I think that speaking up is really, I mean, this is just from my opinion, speaking up is very good. And it will also teach us to be more accountable for our words, I think. And praying also can help. I think that's one of the famous signs of Mabini. It's better also to pray. It's better to prepare for the battle, but it's also good to pray for the future.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Like I said earlier, you have to make your own independent
Yeah.
decisions so you can be able to express thoughts devoid of fear, nor favor. So you wouldn't really make a decision because other people or a celebrity or someone say that.
Make your own research about
Yes.
these people.
And just say it because
Yeah.
what if you should I say you share or you echo the sentiments of someone because they're a celebrity and that's those thoughts that they shared is uninformed
Yeah.
or it goes against their own moral values. Just take a walk. Another thing I also want to say is that you should always cross a line. I saw earlier today one of your food journalists or whatever. Somebody asked him, "Can you still?" I think can you still stay friends with someone because of different political view? And he was like, no. When it comes to moral issues, that's where
That's
they
the
can
husband
draw.
of Anne Curtis, the best friend of Vice Ganda.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's
He's a
what,
French.
so that's what I think. So I believe we all. For me, I tend to follow um, politics that is rooted in conservatism. I don't really like liberal ideologies, but there are people that are in conservative fields that are still getting things wrong, and when they get things wrong, we call it out. So just share with us your thoughts if you have anything to say concerning the ability to speak without fear or favor. Just let us know what you actually think about this topic. So from us to you, bye guys.